Hello everyone, welcome to another video. And maybe you saw the title, but this will be both Imaginarium Theater and me talking and discussing Genshin at the moment, because you've probably seen a lot of other creators saying a lot of things about Genshin and how they're greedy, Hoyoverse is greedy, and these rewards aren't fair. And I've been wanting to say something on the matter, but everybody has said exactly what I've wanted to say. So some of this will not be original, even though I'm going to try to say something original. But yeah, it is a problem. And I didn't want people to think that she's not saying anything, so she's complicit. That's stupid, by the way. And some people just don't have to say something if they don't want to. Some people are also just casual players. And whatever they get, they get. They just don't care. And I don't think that because they're casual players and they aren't into like getting all the rewards and such, that's the problem with this whole situation. I just think that Hoyoverse is greedy and the players just really aren't. You know, we should give ourselves a little bit of credit. We don't ask for a lot of things, and unfortunately we don't expect much. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But we don't ask, hey, give us 300 pulls per patch. That's not what we ask. But I think maybe we should. Maybe we should start being the greedy ones, because that would make Hoyoverse think, wow, so we're annoying. uh I I can't really think of, like, when people say solutions, I think that's not really feasible. One of the ones that I heard was relying on the Chinese fan base because they're home base. If they start complaining, something might happen. And I haven't really heard anything about if they're saying anything or complaining like we are in, at least North American servers are. European, I think they are also having the same thoughts as us, but I haven't heard anything about the Asia. I haven't heard what they think, because 65 polls, and you might not even get all of them if you're F2P and don't get all the endgame content rewards. That's ridiculous. That's not even a character. So I wanted to talk about hypothetical scenarios that we should be fighting for. Because if we give them a number and we don't shut up about it, then we're consistent about it, you know? I didn't want to go into what's the issue, what are the statistics. I wanted to skip right to the solution, because you guys have already heard it probably like 1,000 times already. You probably watched every other video. One of the things that I came up with was a balance. It would be a balance between something that Hoyoverse would be kind of interested and what the players would be interested. If you put into a banner 100 polls, you get the C6 of the 4-star, the new 4-star on the banner, because that is ridiculous. So that incentive to reach 100 polls would make people pay if they don't have that amount. And also, that's a C6, guaranteed C6. Players are going to want that very badly. People love 4-stars. There's 4-stars only. Like, a lot of people have 4-star only accounts. And when people are wishing for just one 4-star, it is absolutely ridiculous. Luckily, I haven't had the biggest problem, except for when I tried to get Kave on his first banner. And I ended up getting C1 by Zhu and one more copy of Tainari before getting C0 Kave. And that is absolutely ridiculous. That is awful. And I think I associate Kave with how badly that went, because I haven't even built him. I haven't, and I don't think I will. There was another scenario, and then it lost me. I lost it. Um, we should be asking for a lot more rewards than people are putting their brains into. We should, at this point in the game, because there are so many characters and the only people who can really like keep up with that are the people who have been here forever. I have been here forever. I have all the characters that I could possibly ever want. I don't have a problem with waiting for reruns, but people who are new, waiting for a rerun is awful. That's like death. If they want a great character and if they really want like just a character that they really love, they might have to wait like a year or two now because that's what we're dealing with. And I should know, I'm a Shenhe main. We had it really rough. And now Risley lovers are having it really rough. But they should be getting him in the next patch, which is nice. About time, but at the same time, if they also want Sandrone or anybody else on that banner that's coming up, they won't have enough polls for all of them because we've gotten so little this time. And I think they're being mean to us on purpose. And there's gonna be like some confusion, and some of the players are gonna be like, hey, this patch 6.7, it has a huge map. There's gonna be so many rewards. It's the last patch until Snezhnaya. Rewards, rewards, rewards. So many. Who cares? Like, that's like... What about this patch, huh? It doesn't like level out. We should be getting this amount of pulls per patch, and I don't think we should be getting any less pulls because we don't get an expansion. We don't get an Archon quest or something like that, 2 Archon quests. I think every single patch we should be getting around the same amount of pulls regardless, and that includes F2P players. Like, they should be able to get enough, and then if you pay for Welkin or the Battle Pass, it's just a little extra bonus. It makes me so upset because I want new players to enjoy this game. I really do, but I don't think I can see them enjoying it if getting characters is just miserable. I could not imagine starting an account now and wanting to get all these characters that I have currently. So, how many polls am I probably talking about? Because it's an issue now. I think generosity gives more incentive for you to pay. And I'll give you, I think I was just already talking about this. If you know that you won't, how do I explain this? If you pay $100, you basically only get 50 pulls. That's a lot of money. And then you don't even get a guarantee of the character at the maximum amount that they let you pay for. If you pay another extra $100, you might lose the 50-50. That's not cool. Then you have to pay another $100, maybe get the soft pity, and then another $100, or less, to get the character that you want. That's greed. That's ridiculous. Just for one character. And you're starting at 0 pity. And you go to max pity every time. That's ridiculous. And we're having to do that. And I'm going to use Cookie Run Kingdom, for example. I feel like they're really good at being generous. I'm not even in the fandom. I only log in when I feel like I want a character. I will always get that character. Doesn't matter. That's the best part about Cookie Run Kingdom. I might not get an additional copy if I like come late, but that doesn't really matter. I really just want the character. And then over time, it is possible to still continue to get more of that character because they add them. It's to explain in Genshin terms, it's like adding them to the standard banner, but they're just always there. There are very few characters that are limited, and those characters, You only get them to like flex on other people. They're not like meta whatsoever. And I like that. That's great. They're just kind of like a prize to get. Hoyo doesn't do that. Genshin doesn't do that. We haven't gotten any special character since Aloy. And they know how much of a bust that was. That was kind of ridiculous. Ooh. I wonder if they'll actually give us any more characters. That'd be great. And because they're so nice with it, feel I don't feel obligated. I feel okay spending like $15, $24 to get like more of that character or to just get that character in general because I know I will get them. I know I will get them and it's not the most difficult thing in the world. It's a good investment. But when it comes to Genshin and I am so close to getting that character, I remember when I was F2P, I was like, well, guess I'm just never getting them. Like ever. And then when I started paying for the welcome, the BP, it was easier for me to get them. But before that, it was like, you know what? I have to just live with the fact that I'll never have this character. Or I'll just have to wait so long for their rerun. But if Hoyoverse were a lot nicer and you had the ability to gain so many pulls that maybe you even can get their C1, there would be so much incentive to pay extra to get their C2 because we all know the C2 is the best. Why don't they do that? I have no idea. So, back to how many we should get per patch. I say per half patch so that we can get the character that's already on the banner or both of them, give an opportunity for both of them. I say 180. 180 pulls. Why not, you know? Because there's so many characters. And I don't think the Chronicle banner is going to be reliable enough because there's so many characters that people will want to get. I feel like people are going to be like, well, people don't want those characters. They're not usable. Hey, some people just like them, not because they're meta. I think everybody should have an opportunity to get every character that they want and be able to save. And they don't have to log in every single day. But what if there were more? Because if you know you won't get the character regardless, if you spend every single day logging in, getting every single reward, what's the point? You know? What is the point of logging in? People kind of forget about that, especially Hoyoverse. Because with the rewards that they just gave us this patch, so let's say you're at 0 pity at the start of Nicole Endurance banner running, and you really want them. So you start saving, you will not get enough to reach pity by the end of their banners. And let's say you get an early 5-star. Oh wait, you lost. You're not gonna get either of them. That really sucks. And now you either have to pay for it or just not have the characters. And then you can't keep up with the meta because you're F2P, so you can't get all the rewards from the end game. And so it's just a repeated loop and cycle. I don't know what they're going to do with all these characters. How they're going to get people to pull for them if they can't get all of them. You don't have to get all of them, obviously. I feel like everybody should have an opportunity to get all the characters that they want and save for constellations. I don't think we should just keep constellations something that really only whales or dolphins get. I think with a little bit of effort, people should be able to get that extra C1. And the thing that we have now with, we wait like several weeks, we log in, do dailies, then we get a constellation. I think that works. I think that's okay. The rewards that we get in between, kind of bogus. Wish it was more. It's like a slap in the face every single time. Actually, it's a slap in the face with everything that Hoyoverse does for us. Like, Our anniversary rewards. I don't think we should be celebrating that. I think it should be a lot more. Yeah, I'm sick of like being passive about it. I really am. I really think that the rewards that we get for dailies, that should double. Everything should double. Every single thing that we get should double, because how is one supposed to keep up with any of this if they're not a new player or they're not spending money? Then how are people going to stay with your game? And if you want people to spend more hours on your game to look good, they're not going to stick around if they don't get anything out of it. And I don't know what they were getting out of it because I'm not a new player, but I can imagine how much suffering there is. How do you care about a game when the company doesn't care about you? Just your wallet. You know? At some point, they're just going to lose player interest because people will not be able to keep up with the meta, so they'll stop playing, because I feel like it's just getting worse. I've heard that Honkai Star Rail has a really bad meta and that they always have to switch it around and get new characters because of it. That is awful. I would not be able to do that. I'd stop immediately. Genshin is slowly getting worse. I've no I've noticed it. I like lunar reactions. Some people haven't even bothered with it, and they have to rely on it for endgame content again to get their rewards so that they can get more characters. But then they can't get more characters because the other rewards, they're not enough. They're just not enough. 1,000, just 1,000 primo gems to clear all of Imaginarium Theater? You're ridiculous. I spent over an hour doing this Imaginarium Theater. It was pain. It was so much pain. All my characters just rely on freeze or vaporize or just hydro in general. There's not enough. And don't get me started. Don't get me started on lunar crystallize. And so I keep seeing a lot of people say that it was easy, and I'm like, I don't believe you. Were you playing lunar? Were you trying to get all the stars? I was trying to get all the stars, and I got all the stars, but it was it was so sad. It was awful. Maybe we should talk about what is probably going to happen in the future, because Hoyo keeps it very consistent, because that if you can tolerate what you get, what we give you now, you can tolerate anything else prior, and if we give you more, you'll think, wow, they're finally being nice to us, we should praise them. It's a billion-dollar company. Don't praise them. Don't hold their hand. Don't be nice to them. They can handle it. It's fine. I have seen so many people just get upset with other people when other people are upset at this game, at this company. And I'm like, you don't have to be nice. What are you doing? They're fine. They're grown-ups. They can take it. This is a business. You can be critical. They're not. I don't think they're. I don't think they're gonna do anything bad to you except maybe block you on Discord, which apparently they might be doing, which is ridiculous. Maybe we should be louder because of that. You remember when we sent bad reviews to Google Classroom because they kept deleting them on the actual App Store? That was hilarious. We should do that again. Actually, yeah, we should just do that to all of their Hoyoverse games. I'm not like an organizer or anything, so I can't really think about what would be a good idea to get them to listen, because they won't listen. They don't have to listen. They're rich. And whales are still gonna spend their money because they have money, and that's the money that they want. They don't care enough about the F2Ps because they don't. That doesn't give them money, but it does give them the hours to look good. But maybe that just isn't enough for them to care. I would like to know what other people have been thinking about this, because I feel like other YouTubers just aren't giving a good solution. It's very passive. Like, don't spend your money. Well, we can't stop people from spending their money if they want to spend money on the game. And I don't think it's gonna. Of course, it can do something. Like, if we all stop spending money on the game. Oh no. But is that going to happen? No. I don't think so. Because we like the game and people want to keep up with the game. I will still be buying my Welcome and my BP, but at the moment, I don't want to pay for anything else. They took enough out of my wallet for llama. That was ridiculous. In fact, I think it's going to get worse before it gets even, maybe even slightly better, because they plan so far ahead. And for some reason, they really struggle to make changes. Even though they can, again, billion-dollar company, they won't lose anything for trying to make last-minute changes. The Lohan situation definitely put a lot of people over the edge. Because of a lot of people were saying that he's going to be standard. And his kit looks like standard. Most likely he's going to be standard. But he's not. And so are they just giving us a mediocre character for what? A lot of... For nothing. We don't get enough rewards to even get him. Did they change his kit last minute to make him look like a limited 5-star? I don't know. Because I don't care about him. So I'm not gonna invest in him. It's 180 rewards. Yeah, I'll take that, Hoyo. And I'll save it. Put in my little bank, my piggy bank of primos. And I will save it for all the constellations I could ever win at the Sarita. Because I love her. She's great. And I don't know anything about her. She hasn't even released. I don't know what she looks like. But if you want to see what she might look like, I do have a video on that. And I drew it myself, concept art, based off a lot of research I did on the Sarita, Genshin's lore, and Russian fashion and their history. Yeah, it's great. You should watch it. You know, when people say complain impact, I'm like, you haven't seen complain. You haven't seen it. We're exhausted. And there's a term for that when you just put people under so much pressure that they just think that they're only going to get the bare minimum. And that's what we're dealing with right now. And we're just so tired of just trying to ask for more. So nothing has really happened since literally the first anniversary. And then the next time it happened, it was Nouvellette, and that was because of the Chinese players. Because for some reason, that was a big deal to them. Nouvellette not doing something, not doing something, was a big deal to them. I don't know why, but they changed it for them. So we're at a disadvantage here. I don't know, who do I get in contact with in China to tell them, hey, you guys are struggling too, right? Can we like do something together maybe? I don't want to deal with this game if it's not gonna be nice to me, you know? If it's not gonna be fulfilling, if I'm not gonna be able to get the characters that I want, even though I know I'm a pretty good saver. And a lot of people are as well, but also at the same time, you shouldn't have to be a good saver, you should just be... You, the player, should be doing the bare minimum, and the game itself should be doing the maximum for you. But it's not. It's the other way around. And that's just ridiculous. I feel like I've said that several times already, but it is. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know. I don't have a script for this. I'm just going based off my feelings. I don't even know how long I've been talking. This probably wasn't the imaginarium video that you were expecting. You were probably expecting another ASMR one. But the next time I do that, I'm probably going to keep that to members only. Become a member. I feel like when we get to Shazaya, we're going to have another kind of Aino where they won't make their reactions happen, the new meta happen, but they're important to be on the team still. And I love Aino, I really do, but why aren't the 4-stars doing the mechanics that the 5-stars have? I feel like that should be... If you're gonna just introduce a new concept for the meta, I feel like everybody should be able to do it easily. But no, they're left behind 5 stars, which makes no sense at all. Why can't the 4 stars do this exact thing? That there's support for Ilwa, for example, a support for lunar crystallized reactions, but he can't do them on his own. Why? Why not? It's not like he's doing much. You just tap his skill, do the burst. He's not doing his own damage, really. But why can't he just do that on his own? Why can't you put him in a team with no Nogcry characters or Lunar Charge characters? Not Lunar Charge, Lunar Crystallized characters, and he can proc that reaction. We don't have any other characters like Columbina or Zubai or Linnea. Just do a Veni Geo character like Navia. Or Ito, of all people. That's exactly what's gonna happen. And I don't think we should be nice about it when it does. I think we should complain. We should be the complaint impact that other people think we are. And then, if we keep complaining and we actually get stuff done, we can brag in their face and say, hey, it worked. You can shut up now. It's very tiring when you have a rat in your ear telling you, stop complaining. It's just a gacha game. Guess what? I love this gacha game and I want the best for it. I feel like that's like, if you're a casual player, maybe you're on that side who's thinking people are complaining for no reason. Guess what? Some of us are not casual players. We want more. Have you ever played any other game besides Genshin Impact or a gacha game? Be a Legend of Zelda fan. Oh my gosh, when Tears of the Kingdom came out, it was fun. It was fun at first. And then we saw the problem. There was a repetition problem that they had, and it's consistency. Not there. Oh, I could get into it, but that's not the point of this video. I can get into it in a different video. I can do that another time. I actually like talking about how much of a fuck up Tears of the Kingdom was, and I'm like, I can't even tell if I love that game. I just love everything else Legend of Zelda. It's like Genshin. I love everything about it except the company who doesn't give us enough rewards. I'm so excited for Shazanaya, but at the same time, I know there's a little bird in the back of my head. Not a rat. Not a rat this time. The rats are the ones calling me a complaint impactor. The birdie is telling me, hey, Shazanaya will not be what you wanted. Oh. And then I'll end up like those people who were really excited for Natlan to be like war torn and filled with lava. And for me, I was like, that's unrealistic. But okay, don't even think I have more to say because what else can I say that would motivate you to not play the game when you enjoy the game? Because that's kind of what would fix this. Not playing the game, not paying for the game. I can't tell you that. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna continue with logging in and getting my dailies. The attachment we have is the problem. The attachment I have, I don't know how to stop loving this game to stop like this problem. What we need. I don't know what we need, but I feel like I've done 2 things. I brought some awareness to it if you haven't already figured it out. And what else? Is my conversation like have what has what I talked about even added some value to this? I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. I think talking about it is the important part. Yes, it is. I feel very small and I feel like I can't do anything about this predicament that we're in. But I think my last message will probably be that we should demand so many rewards that we become annoying. That's my last final statement. Okay. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.